Hello.
The old elite is very powerful, and their grip on planet Earth is hard to loosen. Particularly if these people always use the same old hybrid families, human extraterrestrial hybrids, which they have been creating over hundreds and hundreds of years, and control these hybrid groups very, very tightly, and let nobody else break into their sphere of influence. A good example for America is a branch of the Illuminati which is called Skull and Bones. In this group, right from the beginning, when these people are still young and go into the universities, in the very beginning they are already being committed to an inner circle of families. They are themselves part of families, and they are not chosen because of their intelligence for sure, but rather of their corrupt character. These rather low lives, corrupt young men of very powerful families, which have been corrupted by the tall white aliens for centuries, these young men are being introduced to the footsteps of their forebears at a very young age. Certain black magical practices, which are also being used from the very beginning, certain practices of black magic powers are being used on them, and they always have been very successfully implemented. For example, these young men have been exposed and introduced to homosexuality, which is a very large part of their introduction, initiation into this secret cult, which later on will lead into power sharing in the United States and in the Western world. This cult of Skull and Bones, as I said, originated in Germany, in Bavaria, and was called the Illuminati. Whatever name you might give it today does not matter anymore. The techniques, the black magic techniques, are working however you call it, and the result is a complete dependency and moral letdown of the participant. Because once the black magic practices, which involve sexuality, homosexuality, sex with children, and other unspeakable crimes, once you are participating in practices like that, there is no way for you to leave the circle, because all your brothers, for example in Skull and Bones, know about you, know about every single of your sexual preferences, and know also everything about your participations in these secret sexual acts. This glues this elite group together, an elite group of morally compromised individuals, sexually compromised individuals, which is just the beginning of a complete change of mindset. Because once, when you are young, you are sexually compromised and perverted, and you don't care about any morals or ethics anymore, then the next step of initiation can set in. And this next step of initiation is to be compromised in your other parts of your moral consistency. Once you are sexually perverted and openly surrounded by the groups of your brothers, conduct yourself in the most disgusting way, you also getting ready for become corrupted in your business and political engagements. Once everybody in the inner circle knows what kind of filthy individual you are, there is no more stopping in becoming corrupt, in becoming questionably when it comes to your business and political dealings. The sex part, when you are young, is only the initiation and the beginning to corrupt your innermost self completely during the course of your lifetime. And this is a logical consequence, and this is also the reason this so-called elite, which is just a group of perverts and corrupt individuals, stick together for the rest of their life because there's no escape out of this circle anymore. And at the same time, these few individuals, these few very wealthy families, accumulate more and more wealth, and with this wealth accumulate more and more power to control the public, control the countries, and extend the reign of terror throughout planet Earth. The coronavirus, which has been clearly explained and the purpose has been created for, the culling of the human population when it comes to the weak, the sick, the desperate, and afterwards the culling, and that's the stage of this bioweapon we are in right now, the culling of certain unwanted psychopaths. Now, I don't know if this thought ever crossed your mind, but if you look at the world leadership, be it the English leadership like Boris Johnson, the president of Brazil, now Trump and wife, then the Pope, which died in the beginning of the coronavirus, in the dimension we all have left many months ago, and plus many more high-ranking, powerful people. Just imagine you are sitting at home and trying to be careful not to catch the coronavirus, with the possibility of getting very ill or even die. Now you have a handful of world leaders, maybe 10 people altogether, who have the say-so, and all of them catch the virus, no matter how sophisticated their medical stuff is, how they are protected from the crowds. They all are catching this virus. And as I explained to you before, as the only one who ever explained it, once you have it, it will stay with you. Even if you survive it and feel good for a while, it will be stored inside of your spine, and it will break out and break out and break out again until you will die. Now, what I haven't told you about this beautiful device which this virus can be is the application is twofold. It is a bioweapon which can be and has been delivered to the general population by airplane. It is being sprayed over certain areas on planet Earth, particularly highly populated cities and towns, to get rid of the weak and the unwanted. Now, this is going on, but there is a second possibility, and this is the targeting of individuals. The ones who use this virus cannot only deliver it by airplane, by spraying it, since it's a disease which you catch through the air, to the population, but no, they can target with the help of electromagnetism, which lowers the immune system to a point where when by air this virus is delivered, there is by the targeted person no resistance possible. And this is going on right now, and just imagine, For almost a year now, there is the virus being sprayed over the populated areas in many countries. Lots of people got the virus, but by far most did not get it. How is it possible that all world leaders, which are, and I don't want to say who they are, who are against them, how is it possible that these highly protected people all get sick? Because they're specially targeted. And let me tell you, it is just starting. There is slowly coming a reason into the hidden hand, a group of beings behind high politicians, the business people above them who finance them, and the Secret Service agencies who work for the hidden hand. But the hidden hand has decided that it is the best way to go, not only getting rid of the unwanted spectrum of population of the poor and the sick and the old, but they decided also to get rid of the leadership of the most powerful countries of this world. And what you're going to see in the future has never happened in the history of planet Earth and its dominion of humankind before. The hidden hand, whoever they are, I'm not willing and allowed to speak about, will rid you of psychopaths who have been running this place for much too long. Once there are only able-bodied people left in the population and their corrupt leadership is gone, we will establish a new system. And then we will show our real face. Until then, you should sit back. Make sure you are protected yourself from this deadly virus. And I have made several videos explaining it in detail, how to protect you. When you are shielded, you are highly protected, and you will be able to live through this period on planet Earth to see the new leadership of this planet once we have cleaned up all weakness and we cleaned up all corruption and psychopathic leaders on planet Earth. Rudolf of Germany.